नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतविश्ववदमुक्ति जनार्दन स्वामी नामने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवी गौरवाणी प्रसारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य हिंसादि जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवास आदि देववृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे। कृष्ण
Krishna Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam.
Am I audible? Am I audible?
Yes, Prabhu. Prabhu, I have one question.
Yeah, go ahead. Like we still have
My
got a couple of
Prabhuji
minutes.
has question regarding the courses from Mayapur Academy. Can he ask directly to you?
Yeah, I mean, I can answer whatever you want. Otherwise, this is our administrator, Hamsavtar Prabhu, the devotee who is the admin for this WhatsApp group.
Okay, Prabhu.
He's the admin. Yeah, it's him. Here he is.
Okay, Prabhu. Here is my Prabhu.
Prabhuji, Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam. Prabhuji, my question is regarding actually, I want to a daily worship course, but the problem lies with I am in defense forces, so we have actually very limited time frame for stay at least our home or in Mayapur. We have our home at Mayapur at Taranpur. Exact specific time for I think 3 weeks course are there for deity worship. If we come to know earlier for the 3 weeks, then I will be at Mayapur during that duration. Actually, frankly speaking, we have to place our leave 1 year prior. So due to Defense Forces regulations,
Yeah.
it will be beneficial if I come to know the exact timing of the course
Yes.
prior.
We are actually now planning to post the dates of these courses for whole year, because we will have Bengali courses now, then there will be Hindi courses, and then English courses, international courses. And so we will I think in 2 weeks or something like that, we will post on our Facebook page these dates of different courses, so you can then see.
Okay,
So
I think always beneficial to go for offline. Deity worship course from online, I don't think it won't be so much fruitful.
Yeah, sure. Much better. It's offline, especially if it is in Mayapur. So
we're actually coming to Mayapur from May to June, that time due to summer vacation. So at what convenient time I'll meet you and ask for regarding in case of any requirement.
There will be a temple worship in Bengali if you are okay with Bengali.
Okay.
There should be I will check exact date, but it will be in somewhere in May or maybe June. Wait a second. Yeah, it starts 3rd of June and ends 21st or 22nd June.
Okay. Probably I will miss the course because I am till 10th of June I am in Mayapur.
Yeah.
So after that I have to join back.
Yeah.
Okay, not an issue. Next time definitely I will plan my leave according to that.
Yeah. Good.
Okay.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Wait, Prabhu. May I add something?
Please, Prabhu, please.
As I understand, Prabhu, because you must be conversant in all 3 languages, Bangla, Hindi, and English.
Yes, Prabhu. Not an issue.
Yeah.
Language not an issue.
I understand that. So
Yes.
that's why, like, we have courses around the year.
Okay.
It doesn't matter what time of the year you come, you
Okay.
will always find either of the courses going on. So although you might be more interested to do the English course and the international course, which always starts from Kartik.
Kartik. Okay.
Yeah, it always starts from Kartik and always finishes on the day of Nityanand Trayodasi.
Okay.
So all you need to do is, even if we have not posted our schedule, so for international course is concerned, you simply see what year of the, what day of the year is Nityanand Trayodasi and backtrack 16 weeks. You
Okay.
have the exact course for us, for yourself. So you can say, for example, even for 2026, you can give the application now.
But 16 weeks, Prabhuji, the
I'm just telling you, no, that is the full diploma.
exactly.
Within that diploma, whatever you wish to do, say, for example, you want to come for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, whatever, you can come and you can do that part of the course.
Okay.
One. Second is, if you simply are looking for the diploma, say, for example, only the Archana part. So that is there, like, it's always 3 weeks, either it is in Bangla or in English or in Hindi. So
Okay.
whenever you find that convenient time, if you can take out 3 weeks, that is going on round the year.
Okay.
So that's the idea, because I could understand that you can understand all 3 languages.
Yes.
Because being in defense forces, you can understand all 3 languages.
But the problem lies with I can take maximum 4 weeks at one go, and to and fro. As of now, we are from Jaipur, so it will take at least 1 week to and fro, and then 3 weeks will be in medium.
So that's all you need for the Archana. 3 weeks
Yes.
is our longest duration course. Everything else, like below that. Generally, all our other courses are 2 weeks long. Only the
Okay.
Archana is 3 weeks.
Okay, then I'll do
If
it
you
on
can
segregation
tackle
manner.
that one, yeah, if you
Yeah.
can tackle that one, everything else you can come anytime and do it through 2 weeks and leave.
Yes. Okay. Sure. Thank you.
All right. So we are almost, we are actually over time. So now is the dandy time to start, and let's begin with what may be some of the components of an initiation. Okay, let's see what are the components of initiation. You might find that quite interesting. Okay, what is the components of an initiation? What happens in an initiation? Let me go to, okay. So I'm just reading a couple of slides for you. Okay. This is again from the same session 4 notes. Okay. What happened? Yeah, the procedure of second initiation. You see, this is the classical way initiation used to happen. Okay. That's what the Hari Bhakti Vilas is telling, how the initiation procedure would happen. Okay. Placing both his hands on the head of the disciple. Spiritual master recites the mantra, you see, 3 times into the right ear. This is the classical way it used to be. It used to happen. Then he should chant the mantra as many times required to memorize. There was no printed, like notes. There was no printed printout sheets. Disciple will know the mantra, the knowledge of the guru and the mantra non-different. So this is the theory also that will be disseminated at that time. And so far the time is concerned, of course, there are times, according to astrological calculations, some days are considered good for initiation. But Chaitanya Charitamrita Prabhupada says, as far as the time of the initiation is concerned, everything depends upon the position of the guru. If the Sadguru, bona fide spiritual master, of course, nowadays this Sadguru word also can be confused with some non-Sadgurus. Okay. Agrees, one can be initiated immediately without waiting for a suitable time or place. So although in ISKCON, I have seen generally devotees, spiritual masters pick an auspicious day, say for example, an Ekadashi or some other festival days generally, Vaishnava festival days they pick. But still, any other day can be picked if the spiritual master chooses that to be the appropriate day. Now, what I'm going to show you, the detail is there. We have given extensive detail of this in wait. Let me show that to you so that you have the idea. All these things, like how this different things of initiation is done. See these pages, which you already read yesterday, some of them and some more, which have been added to it. So see these pages, these instructions, but all these instructions have been compiled into a slide by me for your like easy perusal. Okay. If you wish, you can take a photograph also of this. This will be the easiest way to understand what happens in an initiation. Okay. This is the components of initiation. The general detail. Okay. And it all corresponds to the different instructions of Hari Bhakti Vilas. More or less the same. If you read the section of initiation, which is the first Vilas, Hari Bhakti Vilas is like 20 Vilases, 20 chapters, 20, we can say 20 volumes. So the first volume, it talks about initiation. In that first volume, it says these different elements are there. So you see, one of the first is put the Brahman thread on the boy's left shoulder. That's the first thing they do. Okay. Then he may give the mantra in the right ear. The spiritual master is supposed to give. Then the disciple is supposed to hear and repeat each word. It's like the mantra initiation is given like those who have got the mantra initiation know. It's like Om, the disciple says Om, the Guru says Bhu, disciple says Bhu, Bhuva, like this. So like that, the mantra is repeated after the Guru so that the pronunciation is properly, captured. Okay. Then he shows the how to count, as we have seen the photographs. Prabhupada is teaching his disciples how to count on fingers. Okay. And if there are other instructions related to chanting Gayatri, that is the time. Just like time of Gayatri, when should you chant, when should not chant, when should you change the thread. Okay. Things like that. Those instructions are also given at that time. Now, this is a new addition. Okay. From Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati's time, a printed sheet containing the mantra with their meaning. Okay, this is happening from Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati time, not just Prabhupada. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur gave sannyas mantras printed to his disciples. Okay, so he gave that. Then there will be a fire yagya. Okay, for this that the fire yagya may happen before the initiation or after the initiation. The mantra is given, depending, but it will happen. It will be there. Okay. Some things can be like, like back and forth, but all these things should be present, more or less. And the seventh one, this is in rare circumstances. Prabhupada used to do that. Say, for example, Prabhupada is giving initiation to a devotee who is sitting like 3 continents away. He might even chant the Gayatri in the thread and send the thread. Okay. So he will mail the candidate, or nowadays as like you can do that courier. Okay. That might be the case. This may be the case, may not be the case, but more or less, this is what would happen. All right. So if you wish, you people can take a photograph of this. Or maybe I can do this, right? This would be easy, right? If I take a screenshot and send it across to your WhatsApp group. Where is the Gayatri group? Okay, I've already sent you that. You can see in your Gayatri group. So, in case anyone has any questions or clarifications regarding this slide. All right. Okay, so let's go and have a couple of anecdotes, Prabhupada anecdotes, okay? Time for some lighter moments, Prabhupada, with Prabhupada, okay? Something, some anecdotes are there. You see this one? Yeah. You see this Gayatri initiation anecdote? Please, I need a volunteer to read on. Please read on.
In Melbourne in 1976, Srila Prabhupada gave Gayatri initiation to several disciples. Pushta Krishna Swami, Prabhupada's secretary, decided to speed up the initiations by putting the Brahmana threads over the shoulders of the new initiates before letting them in Prabhupada's room to receive the Gayatri mantra. When Srila Prabhupada saw this, he was upset and said, "Who put the sacred thread on your shoulder?" He called Pushta Krishna and said, "I do this, not you. I put on the sacred thread, not you."
You see, sometimes secretaries go creative. Secretaries may sometimes go creative and they may do things. But you see, as we saw, that's why we saw that that chart where we saw that is the first thing that the guru does, you see. Put the Brahman thread on the boy's left shoulder. So that's why that's what the guru is supposed to do. Okay. Of course, nowadays in ISKCON, there are many other creative ways of bestowing Gayatri initiations going on. But the main spirit of the Gayatri initiation procedure is the one we saw above. Okay, let's have another one. Ready for another anecdote? Okay, this one, go ahead.
Srila Prabhupada returned to his quarters where he gave a few devotees Brahmana initiation. As the devotees entered one by one, without any extraneous conversation, Prabhupada asked them to responsively recite the mantras. After receiving basic instructions about their new responsibilities, they left the room. The great transcendental adventure, Kurmodasha.
You see? So you see all the, see this chart, which I came up with based on all these instructions. You see, that's why like I wrote that, like read and repeat the mantras. Then he gave them other instructions and then left. Yes. So the chart has been made according to like all the instructions, all whatever we could gather, what Prabhupada used to do. And accordingly, we came up with this so that you can have a basic template, what goes on in an initiation process. Now, of course, the initiation being, this is the formality of initiation, but the spirit of initiation is this, and which this, we will conclude this section. Read on, please. Initiation is conditional. This is from Nectar of Devotion. Kindly read on, a volunteer. Very important. If there's another volunteer, in case, do we have other volunteers? Go on.
Okay. Srila Rup Goswami wants, however, that is a person is properly initiated by a bona fide spiritual master. He should not think that simply by the acceptance of such initiation, his business is then finished. One still has to follow the rules and regulations very carefully. If after accepting the spiritual master and being initiated, one does not follow the rules and regulation of devotion service, then he is again fallen. Nectar of Devotion, chapter 5.
So that is the idea. So it's not that, how many of you have heard this, might be have heard this in a Shastric injunction that once somebody is initiated, he cannot go back to animal life. You heard this? Yeah, Gitendra Lekamaji is raising her hands. Okay. Any other devotees who have heard this such an instruction that anyone who has not, like anybody who has taken initiation, he does not fall back to animal life. Pashu yonim avapnoti diksha virahito jana. Yeah, this is one of the very important verses from, it's also quoted in Hari Bhakti Vilas, it's from some Tantra. How does the verse starts? The first part of the verse is actually more popular. Forgetting the verse. Pashu yoni vavapnoti vina diksha. This is the second part. Forgetting the part. The meaning is that if somebody has taken an initiation, he cannot descend into animal species of life. So it says like that. Let me see where is the verse. We'll find the verse. Pashu yoni mava. It's a very, very popular verse. I'm sorry. I don't know how do I. Pashu yoni Kali Yuga memory. Yeah, Adi Shiktasya Vamaro. Yeah, here it is. Yes. It's a very important verse. You see? Adikshatasya Vamaro Kritam Sarvam Nirarthaka. Pashu yoni mavapnoti diksha virtajana. Unless one is initiated by the spiritual master, all his devotional activities are useless. Devotional activities, not devotional service. The word are very carefully chosen. It is not devotional service. Devotional service can never be useless, but devotional activities can be. A person who is not properly initiated can descend into animal species. See, Chaitanya Charitamrita. The same verse on initiation, 108, long purport. So now this is what Prabhupada is emphasizing in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. The quote which we extracted, and that was this one. Right? You see? What is he saying? He is saying, but if the contract is not made good, he is again fall. That means he can again fall. So that initiation is conditional, it's not unconditional. It's not that once one is initiated, he cannot fall into an animal species. He can fall into an animal species if he does not follow. Okay? So that's the idea. That's the idea. All right. So this is like more or less we have covered the initiation procedure. Okay. Now let's come to another aspect which a devotee, one of our participants asked for. I don't remember who asked for that, but I promised him that we will discuss that. And that is the part of Dakshina. Okay. So this is another important aspect of our Krishna consciousness and initiation, especially initiation. Okay. Dakshina, what is Dakshina, and what does Bhagavad Gita has to say about Dakshina. Okay. So, okay, let's go to page number. After we read this, then we will have a discussion. Okay, turn to page number 7, this part. Okay. After we turn to this part, talks about Dakshina. Just read on this part and then we will have a discussion. Take a couple of minutes. Kindly read this on. Needs more time? Anyone needs more time? Does anybody needs more time?
I don't think so, problem.
Wrap it up in the, take 30 seconds, wrap it up. Right, so let me ask this question. Let I have a question for you, all of you. Do you have an experience, particular experience of giving donation? Giving dakshina? Any specific experience of giving dakshina to an exalted devotee, especially? Might have certainly must have had experience of giving donation, but would anybody remembers? Does anybody remembers a specific experience of giving dakshina to an exalted devotee? No such experience, like say your spiritual master or some very exalted Vaishnava giving dakshina? Any experience that you may recall? Yuvati Gopasundari Maji.
Hare Krishna. I had an experience when I took the first initiation and I received the beads and the name, but I was to go through the yagya later on in a month. So Guru Maharaj said I wanted to give to him after the name. He said you can do after the yagya. But when I was running for yagya, I had a small child and everything was just so hard to get there that I just forgot all my money at home. And then the yagi is finished, and then I'm realizing what to do, and I was thinking I have no choice, and devotees didn't even know because it was like a different yagi, and I just sat in. Devotees didn't even know that it wasn't announced that it had anything to do with my initiation. It was just a different thing. So I had to humbly. It was a very humbling experience. I had to go with a small child and explain. There was many Indian devotees that only come there once a year. They don't know me. And I had to come and explain every time, well, Prabhu, this and that. I also take an initiation, but it was not announced. And it was very humbling. But this, this feeling of I have no choice, but I have to do it.
Yes, so that experience, yeah, basically that's the whole idea of being humble before the Guru, and whatever we have, like so trying to offer that, and that need not always has to be something tangible. So thank you, Gopasundari Maji, thank you. And other experience, another devotee would like to, if they have an experience like that. Okay, so, Adiraj Prabhu, go ahead.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, can you hear me now?
Go ahead.
Yes, can you hear me?
Yeah, loud and clear.
Okay. So, well, for my initiation, usually after the Harinam initiation, when the jagya is finished, well, everything is mainly finished. You put your dhoti like a bag, kind of, for your chadar, and you go around asking for some donation. Some.
Okay, that's okay. Okay, fine. Okay,
Yeah.
go on.
But you were talking about it's humbling in that sense because sometimes people you don't know, you ask everyone. So it's yes, it's humbling at that point.
Okay,
Especially
that's like receiving donation. This is the pratignati. We were talking about the dadati part, but anyway, okay, it's dakshina, nevertheless, dakshina this way or dakshina that way. But generally, it's like the basic idea. That's why you see the verse has been constructed in such a way. You see, everything there is the other way around. It says dadati first and then pratiganati. But then Guhyamakyati, then Prichati. Then Bhunkte first, then Bhojate. But only the Dadati is first. You give first and then you receive. But everything else is the other way around. You speak first, Akyati, then you ask, Bhunkte, you eat first, then you feed, Bhojate. So, but this is like Dadati, you give first. So it's like, it has been made like that. So yes, so that Dakshina is a very cornerstone principle of Vaishnava culture. Cornerstone principle of Vaishnava culture. Book distribution, of course, is again another extension of the same principle of dakshina. And that's why dakshina is such it has been, this is another of those principles which has been ruined thanks to the, like the reckless use in the Hindu culture. So it has been ruined beyond comprehension. Dakshina is just like, now it's just it's just like gloating over money, so much. It's basically greediness. But actually, Dakshina is, as you already read, is an offering of love. And I think that's the minimum that the disciple can do. That's the minimum that the disciple can do. Dakshina, offering Dakshina. Spot, like never to, when we joined Krishna consciousness, we came in contact with Krishna consciousness around 25 years ago. We were taught like that, and never to come to the temple empty-handed. Always come to temple like with something for Krishna. Even if there may be a couple of leaves, tulsi leaves for Krishna. Never come empty-handed. So never visit an exalted Vaishnava empty-handed. Always take some gift, some Mahaprasadam, something. So this is the idea is this temperament, this practice of always ready to give, always ready to serve, not to just to get something. So that is the sum and substance of this idea. You see, even in Bhagavad Gita, let's read this from Bhagavad Gita before we move on to the next part. We see this verse. This is 17th chapter, verse number 13. Vidhihinam asishtanam mantrahinam adakshinam. You see, adakshinam. Shraddha virahitam yagyam tamasam parichakshate. So what does that mean? It means, okay, read on please, the translation. Please read on. Microphone is off, I believe. Yeah, go on. The microphone is off.
Any sacrifice performed without regard for the directions of scripture, without distribution of prasadam, spiritual food, without chanting of Vedic hymns and remunerations to the priests, and without faith is considered to be in the mode of ignorance.
See, that's why in all our festivals, Prabhupada was very particular. There should be book distribution. There should, you see, chanting of the Vedic. That's the idea of book distribution. And there should always be prasadam. These two things. Prabhupada always said, any successful preaching program means these two things. Distribution of prasadam and distribution of books. So without which that yagya is tamasic. There's no distribution of prasadam, there's no distribution of books, no harikatha. You see, it's all tamasic. I've been personally to yagyas at like houses of devotees. They will have, say for example, some samskar for their children or things like that, and won't invite devotees. So no devotees, no kirtan, no harikatha. It's just some swaha things, some mantras from Satkriya Sar Deepika, and then you get a donation. That's not a yagya. That's not a samskar. Samskar means there should be devotees to bless us. That's the most important part. And there should be us serving, feeding the devotees. There should be dadati pratiganati bhumte bhojayate. Otherwise, it's like that kind of samskar, it's hardly of any great value. So that's the whole spirit of dakshina. Generally, people don't like to discuss this thing because a person who discusses that thing, he might be accused of, like promoting this for himself. So, but the fact of the matter is that this thing needs to be discussed. It needs to be, it's part of education. All right. So with this, we come to the, is it Indulekha Mataji? Oh, yes. Anantaram Prabhu, please handle. Okay, thank you. All right. So let's finish this. Okay, now comes the very important question. Very, very important question, without which this discussion remains incomplete. And that discussion is difference between the first and second initiation and the question of prominence. What's important? Is it the first initiation or the second initiation? Okay? The $1,000,000 question. What's important? The first initiation or the second initiation? Okay? Highly debated, heavily debated case in ISKCON. Okay? Let's see. All right. So let's go to page number 12 and let us all read it together. Sorry, where is it? I'm sorry. I'll find this here. Difference between the first initiation and the second initiation. Okay. Let's spend a few moments on this. Okay. And we shall discuss that. Okay. Kindly read on, and we will come back after 5-7 minutes. And this needs to be discussed. Hare Krishna. So, where were we? So, what's our position? Even more confused? What do you think? So, what is first initiation and second initiation? If we have to compare, can we harmonize this? What's the difference? Which one is more prominent? What do you think? Or is it that politically correct silence prevalent in ISKCON? So that silence has been maintained actually in ISKCON for 4 decades, but finally it's breaking. I believe some of you must have, if you have time, at least I sent all those documents yesterday regarding second initiation. And there is still to come, more to come to this year. Let them formulate all the GBC resolutions and then they will come, because there have been more papers tabled in 2024 by His Holiness Bhanu Swami Maharaj and other devotees regarding second initiation. And the moment they are out in public, we will send you copies. But till now, this is what we have. So what do you think? What it's gonna be? Come on. Yeah, yes. Aradhita Mataji, the brave one.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Actually, the line here is written, which is Prabhupada said that if the first initiation is executed very thoroughly, that is sufficient. What is the meaning of very thoroughly?
Okay, that's a question. We'll come to that question. We will solve those questions. Let's have our opinions first.
Otherwise,
then-
Prabhuji, it is clearly here, it is said that the first initiation is the most prominent, but if one can chant it offenselessly, and it is also written by Srila Jiva Goswami also. But and to become into that purificatory stage, we have to take that Gayatri initiation or the Bija mantra, and it is necessary. So both initiations are necessary and both are going side by side, because this is Kali Yuga and we cannot go to directly Raganuga stage. We have to follow the Vaidhi Sadhana Bhakti. And
Okay,
we have
what is the Vaidhi side of the initiation? Which initiation goes to the Vaidhi side?
that is the Gayatri mantra.
Okay. All right, let's have other opinions. Rasik Shekhar Prabhu, please jump in.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Danda Pranam. Hare Krishna. Prabhu, it's not my opinion. I just heard something that I just want to clarify and had, some guidance from you. I've heard that this initiation is like in ISKCON. If you give the book to the, Prabhupada books to somebody, if they get the books, and it is usually initiated by Prabhupada. So it is not that the ceremony or Harinam or Gayatri, the one who give the initiation is that the initiation gives you kind of knowledge and transcendental
Initiation, the
knowledge, and
books,
give
right?
you some yes
The
books. Yeah,
Somebody
Prabhupada
getting books
books,
with
Prabhupada
Prabhupada
books.
somebody getting Prabhupada books is
Yeah.
initiated.
Usually it is they are drawn into the transcendental knowledge wall. So that is a usual initiation. That is what I heard somewhere. So can you
Yeah.
please in your explanation, can you please elaborate on this? Thank you, Prabhu.
Well, I can, and I would love to. You know what? I will die to, but because we have a discussion going on right now, but hold
Yeah.
on for a minute. We will
Yes.
certainly,
Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you,
certainly.
Prabhu.
Abhijit Prabhu, we were discussing this, the first and second initiation. Let's have that. Let's-
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu. Go on.
Prabhu, what I feel is first initiation seems to me to be more important or prominent, although second initiation is also necessary. But the thing is that in first initiation, we not only get Harinam, we also get rules and regulations. So we are also getting the 4 regulative principles in first initiation, which is part of Vaidhi Bhakti. And it is said that Harinam in itself can deliver a person from material clutches and give pure love of Godhead, but that is not said. So the Gayatri mantras are always in addition to Harinam, but they are not given separately. So we can say that second initiation requires first, but the first doesn't require second. So first seems to be holding a more prominent position.
Okay, that's a very powerful argument. That's a very powerful argument in favor of the first initiation. Okay, anybody likes to top him, contradict him? Anybody likes to top that? All right, so yeah, it's a very good argument actually, Abhijit Prabhu, as he brought. Like when you talk about being what is the prominent, you see, and what is the real. So the Prabhupada is using 2 separate terms for it. And if you see the terms, that makes it clear what actually Prabhupada is intending here. Let's go back to that, and then we will come back to that comment made by Rasik Shekhar Prabhu, I believe. We'll come to that. You see, here is saying real initiation. Prabhupada is saying, using the term real initiation. So if you say what is an initiation, that is Gayatri. But when you say amongst the Gayatri and the Harinam, which one is more prominent or more powerful, then the first one is more powerful, is the preliminary. Getting the one? That's why it's like, you see, if the first initiated is executed very thoroughly, that's why he's saying. So if you go by the definition, what is the definition of initiation? The second initiation falls into the definition. But if you make a comparison in terms of the strength, then certainly the first carries more strength because of the strength of the Harinam, that's all. However, as we understand, this whole comparison actually is, it's as we say, it's like it's actually an oxymoron actually, and a mutually contradicting thing. It's an oxymoron. It's a mutually contradicting thing, because initiation is initiation, and actually it has to be the whole thing. It has to be the whole thing. But there is a comparison because somebody, I mean, like that's like a more, you see, like a philosophical comparison. Sometimes we might like to know things from a philosophical standpoint. Prabhu, how about this? This is more like a whataboutery. You see, this is more like a whataboutery. What about this? What about that? What about this? What about that? So if you have this whataboutery, then of course you can make an argument for that. But actually, the package is the full package. Pancharatra and the Bhagavatam, so that the full package, one is entitled to the full package. Okay, so that's the idea. So now coming back to that comment made by Rasik Shekhar Prabhu regarding giving books of Prabhupada, and that person is to be considered initiated. That's a very dangerous proposition actually, to my mind. And The only place where I have heard it from is from the quarters of the Ritviks. So they will come up with that kind of comments and like saying that Prabhupada books, one who has Prabhupada books is already initiated by Prabhupada. It's just, like, it's very dangerous proposition. Because like initiation is a two-way traffic. Initiation is not a one-way traffic. You may say somebody, you may, like you may, sorry. You may glorify Prabhupada as Jagat Guru. We do. We do. You see? We may glorify Prabhupada as Jagat Guru. So does that make Prabhupada Guru of everybody? When we say Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada is Jai, so he is Jagat Guru for 8 billion people on earth? What do you think? What is your opinion about that? Rasik Shekhar Prabhu, what do you think?
Yes, Prabhuji. No, no, no. Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji, for clarification. Thank you so
You
much.
see, so it's like, it's not that the Guru is a position, like Guru is a relationship.
Because had this kind of, thing in the, yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, of course, the people, these are like sentimental people trying to, like, we are Prabhupada, followers of Prabhupada, certainly. We are all followers of Prabhupada and we are proud to be Prabhupada Anugas. But these kind of thoughts are not part of being followers of Prabhupada. This is starting something new, which can be classified as Prabhupadism. So it's not part of the Prabhupada Nuga. It is Prabhupadism. An ism centered around Prabhupada. Trying to separately present Prabhupada as a standalone Acharya, separate from the whole ontological parampara. We are Prabhupada, we don't need anybody else. Okay, you might not need anybody else. Prabhupada needs his guru. Prabhupada is a Rupanuga. He says that this movement has been started by Bhaktivinoda Thakur, and that's why he dedicated teachings of Lord Chaitanya to him. He is a follower of 6 Goswamis. That's why he dedicated nectar of devotion to the 6 Goswamis. He is a humble servant of his spiritual master. That's why he dedicated Srimad Bhagavatam to his spiritual master. He draws extensive inspiration from Baladev Vidyabhushan. That's why he dedicated Bhagavad Gita to Baladev Vidyabhushan. So I may have my Prabhupada, but Prabhupada has his set of Prabhupads. So to try to separate Prabhupada and make him a standalone personality, which it doesn't require any parampara, it's just like making like those kind of gurus who doesn't have any parampara. And that's called Prabhupadism. Prabhupada's books are enough. You don't require to be initiated. That's like proposing Prabhupada to be like Dronacharya and everybody else like Ekalavya. And at the end of the day, everybody will have their thumbs cut off. It's a very dangerous proposition. We'll see. And like to complicate the things, if you want to complicate, like I'm throwing masala into this now. There's already so much masala, I'm throwing a little more. Today being Dwadashi, I'm throwing a little more masala. Now somebody brings in the book changes. Now you say somebody has Prabhupada books and he's initiated by Prabhupada. And then another person comes and says their books have been changed. Now what is his position now? You see, so it's just Thank you for bringing that in. Thanks, but no thanks.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your nice clarification and clearing our doubts. Thank you.
All right,
Thank you.
so that's what is like
Prabhuji,
now. Yeah,
it's
go on.
not only in Ritik ISKCON, but in our ISKCON also, there are some devotees who think that by only reading Prabhupada's books, we are getting initiated.
Yeah,
And
because
there
that
is
is
no
coming,
need of second
because that is
initiation.
coming from, see, nowadays there are no walls. When you come to ISKCON Mayapur, you see there are these high walls around Mayapur ISKCON temple. See? So Prabhupada created those walls. So that walls were not just like protecting us from dogs, but that also protecting from this opposite Siddhanta. But those walls are now crumbling. Those walls are like now anybody can be outside that wall and then climb over and inside, and then wearing your own attire, and all kinds of philosophy is welcome. You know what is the what is the call sign? What is the call sign that is used? The call sign is Jai Shri Prabhupada. Anybody says Jai Prabhupada, then everything else is is permissible. It's just like somebody comes to your door at midnight, knocks your door, and you don't know who is outside, and he chants Jai Prabhupada. You see? Or Jai to your spiritual master, whatever, like whoever is your spiritual master. And what do? You open the door and they're burglars. It's like that. It has become as cheap as that. Anybody says Jai Prabhupada, then we give our ears to him. That's why this is happening. Everything is permissible inside ISKCON. So anybody says Jai Prabhupada, and then that's like, after the Jai Prabhupada comes the Haribol. You see. So anyway, so let's move on to the next section, which is our acquiring Brahminical qualification. Okay. Remember, the term is Brahminical qualification. Brahminical means spiritual. Okay. Brahminical means spiritual. Brahminical does not mean, it is not even not spelled Brahminical. It is spelled Brahminical, Brahman, okay, or spiritual. Acquiring Brahminical qualification. What may be some of the Brahminical qualification? Okay. So, how important is it to acquire the necessary qualifications in order to receive mantra diksha and derive the desired transcendental benefit from chanting the Gayatri? What do you think? It's an opening question. What do you think about this? How important do you think it is to have Brahminical or spiritual qualities or qualifications? Your thoughts? Yes, Gita Indule Kamaji, go on.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Otherwise, there's no sense of taking second initiation if it's not fulfilling the first was only, and this also it's a sign of all.
Yeah, so that's the idea. That's the idea. So like there are things which is available without any qualification. But there are things for which you need to be qualified. Just like Harinam, you don't require any qualification. Even a drunkard can have, anybody can have Harinam. But to have Krishna Prem, oh, that is not so easily given away answer. Okay. So far Harinam is concerned, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave Harinam without any qualification. Anybody can have Harinam. That part Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave without saying who is qualified, who is not qualified. But when it comes to giving Krishna Prem, it's a little more cautious. So that's the idea. It's the same thing for first initiation, second initiation, having some qualifications. Read on. Please read on. Bhagavatam purport. We need a volunteer to read this for us.
This Gayatri mantra is meant for spiritually advanced people. When one is successful in chanting the Gayatri mantra, he can enter into the transcendental position of the Lord. One must therefore acquire the qualities of a Brahmana, or be perfectly situated in the mode of goodness in order to chant the Gayatri mantra successfully and then attain to the stage of transcendentally realizing the Lord, His name, His fame, His qualities, and so on.
You see, two sentences used here. One is the transcendental position and then transcendental realization. That is not transcendental position does not mean you have gone to Golok Vrindavan. Transcendental position, he can enter into the transcendental position. It means just like in order to be to enter the fire, you have to be fiery. That qualities. You may be in the material world, but you might have a transcendental position based on qualities. That's the idea. Transcendental qualities. Okay. What are transcendental qualities? We will see. Qualities are qualities. How does that become transcendental? So we will let's move on and we shall see that. So this is the same as I think Abhijit Prabhu mentioned one day about Dhimahi. That's why it's the same purport. 111, you can see. So the now here the Gayatri, that's why on expanding the Dhimahi, Prabhupada is writing this. So we like extracted that part. So you see, this is 11th canto. Sve sve adhikaraya nishtha. Adhikar is talking about adhikar. Sa guna parikirtita viprayastu doshasya dubayor esha nishchaya. Go on. Please go on.
Being fixed in the position for which one is qualified, swe swe adharike, is virtuous. The opposite, accepting a position for which one is not qualified, is irresponsible and considered impious. This is the definite conclusion. Srimad Bhagavatam 11.21.
You see? So like sve sve adhikare. So one should take the position for one is qualified for. One should not take the position what he is not qualified. You know, the same similar kind of idea is found in Bhagavad Gita also. See? Shreya sadhana, Shreya nidhanam swadharma paradharma bhayavaha. It says that like it is better to die executing one's occupied or occupational duty than to try to do another's occupational duty. Just like that. So share. So that is called considered. Whatever position like one is capable of, he should accordingly. Let's say, for example, one is a Kanishta Adhikari. He should not artificially try to act like an Uttam Adhikari or an Madhyam Adhikari. That's not going to work. Just like the other day we were discussing. The four symptoms of a Madhyam Adhikari are not the practices of the Madhyam Adhikari. They are symptoms. So one comes to that. So the same thing here. Okay? So one has to become qualified. How to become qualified? So now we will go to that. So we already discussed this yesterday. Okay. All the Brahmanas, Samdat, Titiksha, these are the qualities. Okay. So let's now do this. Okay, so we will have a presentation how sadhana bhakti helps develop the qualities of a Vaishnava. Okay. For that, we will divide the class into a few groups and we will read different sections. We will have our Gayatri break also in between and we will come back and discuss. Okay? Is that fine? We will have, say, for example, 20-25 minutes up till 12:30. Okay, we will have our Gayatri break also. And I'm dividing the class into, let's see how many groups can I divide. I can divide the class into 2 groups. Okay, since there are less number of devotees today, let's divide the whole class into 2 groups. And yes, and let's see what we are gonna read. We will be reading from certainly session number 5, sorry, the session number 5. And we are on all right. So page number 7. Okay, fine. Let's see what can we do. We have 2 groups. So it's page number 1 up till page number, this is what? Page number 4. Okay. 1 to 4 is for group number 1, and 4 onwards, which it says manifestation of mode of goodness, till page number, this is 7 upper part. Okay. Leading a Brahminical life. Okay, let me do this. How do I do this? Page number 1 to 3 is group number 1. Okay, I'm sending it to the, where is the, yeah, WhatsApp group. I'm sending in your WhatsApp group. Group number 1. Gayatri online. Group 1. Page 1 to 3.5. You will understand the where it ends. Is 3.5 where it begins to this up till this thing, leading a Brahminical life. That's it. Page 7. Okay. Found it in your groups? Did you find it? So now I'm dividing the whole class into 2 groups, and we will meet, say, 12:35. Okay. So I'm dividing you in 2 groups. Join in, please. Please join in.
other so-called Brahmins. Are we back in the room?
So, how are we doing?
We are trying to get the points, Prabhuji.
Good, 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 good. You have a couple of minutes left now. Just
Yes,
be ready.
Prabhuji.
Yeah.
Devotion and rigorous study of scriptures. Hare Krishna.
I'm saying, how are we doing now?
We are just doing, not completed yet.
Good. There you have got a couple of minutes. Then
Okay.
wrap it up.
Prabhuji, the
And-
time is too less.
Pardon? Time is too less? Why? 25 minutes. 25 minutes is quite a bit of time. You can otherwise extend the time if you say. Do you need extra time?
What do you
So-
say, Mataji?
It's okay, as you all said. Actually,
Yeah.
we should have divided the topics,
page.
then easy
3
for
pages,
us.
45 minutes, nothing like 8 minutes per page. It's like more than enough. Should I attempt?
Okay, the other points are like
All right, so we are all back, right? Good to see you. Although I can't see most of you, but anyways, can't hear you. That doesn't matter. I only need your ears. That's all. So, what do you think? Oh no, again that internet issue. That's still okay. Okay. Okay, let's see. So, if we go to the basic, the very rudimentary question, how sadhana bhakti helps devotees develop the qualities of a devotee? How would you answer to that? How sadhana bhakti helps? How does sadhana bhakti help develop the qualities of a devotee? That's the topic of presentation you see in the end. How sadhana bhakti help develop this quality of a devotee. What do you have to say? Go on. How sadhana bhakti help develop the qualities of a devotee? Yes, Rasik Shekhar Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Tanda Pranam.
Now, go on.
Prabhu, this sadhana bhakti, if you are practicing the sadhana bhakti, that sadhana bhakti will make you rise into the mode of goodness and always keep you in there. And you will have some relationship with your gurus and your chanting and your Lord. And then that will help the devotees to develop good the qualities of a devotee, because the qualities of the devotees mentioned at the first part that we are assigned to, they are like 16 qualities. So these are mainly dictated by the sadhana bhakti itself.
You mean that's the quality, right?
Yeah, that is from Srimad Bhagavatam 11.25 to 225. That is mentioned in the booklet. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Mode of goodness, relationship with Guru, and then the some relationship with Krishna based on worship. That's what helps. Yeah. Okay. Other thoughts? Other thoughts? Please go on. I'm just jotting down your contributions. What other things can help sadhana bhakti? Like how can what other things in sadhana bhakti can help devotee? Yeah, Abhijit Prabhu, go on. Please join in. Yes, Abhijit Prabhu, please go on. Can't hear you. No, Abhijit Prabhu, you're not audible. Another volunteer?
We can start. Okay. Prabhuji is also back, I think. I can see his photo, but he's not here.
So same trouble, internet is down. So if you have problems, let me know. Okay. In the meantime, Yeah, uh, it's good like to hear from you at this point, especially when like my internet connection is not very good. Yes, Aradhita Mataji, go on.
Prabhuji, Srila Prabhupada wants to make some first-class Brahmanas. So, through sadhana bhakti, we can purify ourselves up to that level of Brahmana which Prabhupada has defined through Bhagavad Gita way.
Okay.
Like the six professions of a qualified Brahmana is Jajon, Pathon, and Dan or Pratigraha. So
Okay.
if a Brahmana is in the state of mode of goodness and he has that all the qualities, then he can guide the other varnas of the society.
Very good. Very good. You can guide the other one of the society.
Yes, and through sadhana bhakti, like daily reading of Srimad Bhagavatam, Srimad Bhagavad Gita, chanting 16 rounds, doing our Gayatri, cleanliness, austerity, and rising early in the morning. These all help us to maintain the mode of goodness, the platform from where we can take off our aeroplane.
Exactly. Good. Yeah, it's a good idea. Yes, exactly. It's basically the idea. Yeah, okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I'm not adding more to it because I'm leaving the floor for others too. Yeah, go on. Geetandure Kamaji, go ahead.
By avoiding the offenses in both service and chanting of Hare Krishna, and we will develop more knowledge and have faith in the Vaishnav culture also. And
It's a very important point. Vaishnava
and
culture.
also by yes, and by following these regulative principles and chanting properly, we will come to the platform of point of spontaneous enthusiasm, and also to the one day to the platform of spontaneous devotion.
Oh,
And yes, by hearing the qualities of the Lord's form and qualities, only we will able to remember the Lord's form and qualities. This will gives us remembrance of Lord if we are attentively doing all these things.
I think
And
the
no longer have low tastes.
I think these are like one of the most powerful or most significant points you brought out. Remembrance of Lord, cultivating Vaishnav culture, and sadhana practice, bringing us to the point of spontaneous devotion. It's
Our
like,
excitement and devotion is also maintained by hearing about the glorification of the
enthusiasm.
about glorification of the Lord and other devotees, senior devotees, their adventures and whatever they like, their struggles also. So our enthusiasm is also increased, and preaching is also important because it's very dear to Krishna. We become closer and dear to Krishna. Tasman Munisheshu Kaschat Me Priyakritama.
Leads to preaching, leads to more preaching, actually, to more preaching, because the more one practices, good examples one set leads to more preaching. Thank you. Okay.
And one more point.
Very significant points. Yeah.
Courses like Bhakti Vaibhav, Bhakti Shastri, and Rachana courses. These are also help us a lot to advance in Krishna consciousness. And by all these 64 limbs, basically, we acquire all the transcendental qualities.
Education. Education.
Yes,
That's
education.
like another Brahmanical trait. It's another Brahmanical trait, Brahmanical quality. Thank you. I would, yeah, this is like very, very profound, I would say, very substantial points made, very substantial. Kalpataru Hari Prabhu, go on.
Hare Krishna, Guruji. Guruji, I would like to add that, like when the devotee practice this thing, he is following the achana, and in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, "Yatrat achati sesha tatra." Like whatever achana you will follow, people will follow you. There is some slow, I don't remember, but people follow the
Exactly.
achana. So when you are practicing this, I think it will be from your achana, it would be preaching.
I should say
if you're doing all
practice
kind of
leads to more preaching. As Indulekha Manji is
yes,
talking about preaching, and you say practice leads to more preaching.
yes,
Tremendous.
Acharan.
Tremendous. So these are like, yeah, very, very significant points. I'm just recollecting, yeah, I'm just summarizing, like talking about how sadhana bhakti helps us to different qualities, one of them being goodness, then improving relationship with one's guru, improving one's relationship with Krishna through the agency of worshipping him. Then we can become first-class brahmanas and they can guide the other varnas too. Then he also talked about how it improves the Vaishnava culture and it can bring the sadhana can bring us to the this practice can bring us to the point of spontaneous devotion. And the objective of sadhana is to always remember Krishna, the remembrance of the Lord, and how the sadhana through sadhana the enthusiasm is maintained. And then as Kalpataru Prabhu added, like the practice of the sadhana leads to more preaching. And this Bhakti Shastra, Bhakti Vaibhav courses, this leads to more education, which again is another part of actually basically part of sadhana itself. So enriches the culture and practice of devotional
We have
services.
more points. Probably we have more points. There are many more points still left.
Okay, that might be. So like, but these are
In-
quite sufficient, quite an expansive, I think, for now. So I think we can certainly do with these. Let's move ahead. And you can read because you have got the handbook with you, so you can read these things. So this is the core. This is the, like foundational verse from Bhagavatam. Yashasti bhakti bhagavati rakinchana sarve gunai tatra samasate sura. And the next part is harab abhaktasya puta mahadguna manorathena asati dhavato bahi. 5:18:12. Okay, so this is the first part. Please read on the translation.
All the demigods and their exalted qualities, such as religion, knowledge, and renunciation, become manifest in the body of one who has developed unalloyed devotion to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Vasudeva.
That's the idea. This classical question, when we are faced with this classical question that should devotional service or the qualities as we find in just like the list of qualities which we saw, 26 qualities of the devotees, should they be practiced separately or as we perform devotional service, they automatically come? So the point is, if you follow the 64 limbs of bhakti with the idea that all the qualities will come, the qualities will come. Because with all limbs of bhakti, there are multiple corresponding qualities. Say, for example, if you are worshipping Archana, the deities. So there is no Archana is possible unless there is cleanliness and unless there is punctuality. You see? So those two qualities don't need to be separately cultivated. If you regularly practice Archana, those two qualities must come. And those qualities which are coming as a result of spiritual practice are also spiritual. So that is a very important point for us to understand at this point in time. There is a quality called cleanliness, there is a quality called punctuality, even in the material world, and we find people like that. The hospitality industry is all about cleanliness. You see, the hospitality industry is all about cleanliness. You'll always find things clean there. But who they are? They're basically Shudras. Say, for example, if you employ people to clean places, so that's like Shudra, right? But he's doing the job of the Brahmana. That is very clean. The hotel industry is very clean. The airline, very clean. But they are all Shudras. And when you die, that quality dies with you. But here, because as a result of archana, you are developing the quality of cleanliness or punctuality. When I die, and if I do not reach Krishna Lok, that means I have to take another birth. Next birth, the qualities take birth with me. That's why we see so many of our children having so many divine qualities. And we don't find them in their parents, in devotee community. Where is it coming from? It's coming from previous practice. So that quality is also spiritual. That quality is also not lost. That is the difference between this quality and that quality. The quality of truthfulness of Mahatma Gandhi and the quality of truthfulness of a devotee are different. That has been acquired by practice for certain political goal. Whereas this truthfulness has come because of practice of a limba bhakti. Say, for example, what are the three qualities required if you have to chant successfully? Humility, tolerance, and respect. You see? So that doesn't mean that these three qualities cannot be cultivated by people outside. They do cultivate the people outside. We find people very humble. We find tolerant people. A diplomat has to be very tolerant. You cannot do diplomacy if you're not tolerant. You're very tolerant. Yes. That quality is acquired because of the material nature. And as soon as the body dies, the body goes back to the material nature, the quality also goes back to the material nature. But since this quality has been developed as a result of spiritual practice, it is a side benefit. The aim of life is not to cultivate humility or punctuality or cleanliness. The aim of life is to cultivate Krishna consciousness, Krishna prem. Don't be misled. Okay. The aim of Krishna consciousness is to cultivate qualities. Aim of Krishna is quality Krishna prem. But along the way, when you are cultivating Krishna prem, I will see that this is all going on. Okay, let me go. I'm switching back to my original internet. So hold on for a second. Yeah, we're back. So otherwise you never know. You see. So anyway, so that is the whole point. This is what generally is not understood. That's why we see this apparent clash between devotees. That should the quality be practiced separately, or should we practice devotional service? Quality will come. No, it comes when you have that conception. So when we are chanting our Gayatri, so when we have this idea that the Gayatri is being chanted as Dhayan Stuvam Yashastri Sandhyam, as a respect to Guru, it's a service to Guru. So when the service to Guru automatically gives the quality of submission, humility, obedience. You don't need to practice that. You practice service to Guru and that will come. Otherwise, you may practice these three qualities and still might not be able to connect it with Guru. You might be obedient to somebody else. You see? So that's how the quality, that is the relationship of sadhana, how the sadhana, and here sadhana means Gayatri, how the Gayatri chanting that helps develop the qualities of the Vaishnava. And those will be permanent qualities, the quality of the soul. Quality, not the quality of the subtle body, the quality of the soul. All right, let's move ahead. So we have got a little bit more ground to cover. Let's see where we are. I think we are pretty much. Okay, now in your own time, you can read serving the deities. How serving the deities brings, it's the most rewarding aspect of sadhana bhakti. And what is the relationship? Right? Then you will understand why just this, when we are chanting the Gayatri, that is like mentally worshipping the deity, but along with that, physically serving the deity. Of course, this is a completely different field. It's a different anga. It's a different limb of bhakti. And Mayapur Academy, this is what we do. And there is a small section here in your handbook also. But that is, you see, just like, okay, let's have this. What are some of the activities or limbs of deity worship? Let's do this. What can be some of the limbs of deity worship? What do we do in deity worship?
We do Archanam, Mandanam, we DT wake up, DT sleep.
Okay,
We do
waking up Krishna, we are sleep, putting Krishna to sleep. Okay, what other things that might be doing? Good, good.
offering prasadam.
Offering bhoga.
tulsi. Bhoga. Bhoga,
Yeah,
bhoga.
offering
Yes.
bhoga, offering tulsi, yes. You see, so what's going on? There are qualities attached to them. So with each of these limbs, there are certain qualities attached to them. When you are waking up Krishna or putting Krishna to rest, the quality of sensitivity is attached. You can practice sensitivity at home, but you can practice waking up deities and putting the deities to rest, and the permanent eternal quality of sensitivity, which is part of the spiritual attribute of the soul, that arises. You can offer bhoga to Krishna, and the natural quality of sacrifice, eternal quality, not the quality born of three modes of material nature of sacrifice. The eternal quality of sacrifice can come to the fore. You see, that's why deity worship is so very important. So all these qualities, 26 qualities, you will see, they are coming up. And you might not notice that. A third person who's staying with you, he will notice. He might compliment one day, Prabhu, you have changed. So what have I changed? You might be offended hearing that. What do you mean change? He will say, no, you have changed for the better. You see? So yeah, some of the limbs of bhakti, the more you delve into the deity worship and different limbs of bhakti, you can all connect it back to quality. When I am offering bhoga to Krishna, I am not offering bhoga to develop the quality of sacrifice. I am offering bhoga because that is direct devotional service. But as a side benefit, as a concomitant factor, the quality of sacrifice develops. That's how it happens. Okay. So these are the 26 qualities. Okay. We cannot recite, of course, this is what we do when we are in the on-site course. But now if you do that, it's going to be a cacophony of all the 26 qualities. Okay. These are the 26 qualities list, which we find in Chaitanya Charitamrita. Okay. Let's read this. Read on. Please read on.
Tamala Krishna. What's Vishnujana doing? Break. His deity. I have never seen it. He gets up early in the morning, wakes him up, cooks for him. Then we offer arti. Then bathing and dressing the deity. Sings for him all day. He is so devoted to Radha Damodara. Prabhupada. Swarupa Siddhi, Archana Siddhi. By simply worshipping deity, one can become perfect. Archana Siddhi.
You see, that is the Pancharatha process. Simply by following the Pancharatha process, you can develop Archana Siddhi, Swarup Siddhi. That's the target. That's why we were discussing the Gayatri part of the Archana. Okay. With this, we come to the end of this lesson, and now let's go to the final conclusive lesson. Let's discuss some of the benefits of chanting Gayatri. Okay, there must be some benefits also, right? But after all, what's the use of discussing so many things for 5 days, 6 days, in fact? Let's put some skin in the game. Okay, let us have some benefits of chanting the Gayatri mantra. So what can be some of the benefits of chanting Gayatri? What do you think? What may be some of the benefits of chanting Gayatri? Any idea?
Krishna
Some
become
benefits.
pleased.
Okay, that's the basic thing. Krishna becomes pleased. Yasmin tushte jagat tushtam. Krishna is pleased. What else remains to be done? Okay.
We are more on the material body and we are contaminated. So it will remove the contaminated so that we will be having more motivational enthusiasm in Harinam.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, this is like before we actually achieve the perfection. That may be some of the benefits that we may be more attached to Harinam, certainly. Let's turn to this page. Let's go to this new share. We have discussed some benefits here. This page number is page number 10. Okay, like page number 10, 11, and just like 11 and a half, like 12 starting. Okay, so these are the some benefits given about chanting Kama Gayatri, Gopal Mantra, and Brahma Gayatri. Okay, take a few minutes and read this, and let us discuss some of the benefits of chanting this Gayatri mantras. And with this, we will conclude our course. Okay, take a couple of say take 5 minutes, 7 minutes, and read this on. All right. Who needs more time? Let's see. 9. Does anybody need more time? Okay. So we have quite some benefits, right? What would be some of the benefits? What benefits do you think can be accrued chanting the Gayatri mantra? Some of the Gayatri mantra, yeah. What may be some of the different benefits chanting the Gayatri mantra? Sorry. Go on. Please go on, Aradhita Mataji.
Prabhuji, what I understand that Brahma Gayatri helps us to become at the stage of Brahma Bhuta, where we can at least identify ourselves, our true identity. From that platform, we can further proceed. And the Gopal mantra is another strongest mantra. Here it is said, by uttering Gopal mantra, one can attain material desires also, as well as if he has not any desire, then he can attain 4 kinds of liberation. And one can utter Gopal mantra from highest personality to the lowest personality, like Shudra, women, all can utter. And there is no distinguish between Siddha, Sushiddha when they are uttering Gopal mantra. And if they are wrongly utter the Gopal mantra, it will be okay, and there is no flaw between uttering that Gopal mantra in a wrong way. And last, the Kama Gayatri is the most strongest part to attain the higher taste, the ultimate perfection of our life by uttering Kama Gayatri, the transcendental form of Shyama Sundara, Tribhanga Murari, is revealed within our heart, as well as we can see him directly in front of our eyes. So we can see him along with Srimati Radharani and Ashtashakhis. And Prabhupada said that one who chant Kama Gayatri will also be able to hear Krishna's flute, by which Krishna calls his very secret friend.
Okay. It seems that you cannot go higher. How do you find hearing these things?
And I will add one point, Prabhu.
Yeah, please go
This
on.
Gopala, the Gopala mantra is give is this mantra increase the bhakti to lotus feet of Lord Krishna.
Yes, of course. Of course. Of course, that's the very important point. Of course,
It
we are,
is main important point for Gopal mantra.
yes. Of course, yes. Of course, yes. It's not just like limited to giving the 4 kind of liberation, but there's other things. So yeah, so my point is, okay, how do you find all that? How do you find all this? Is this new information, or like you people were already aware of this?
It is new information, Prabhu.
Okay, so how do you find this? How do you find this?
Totally new.
So enthusiastic.
Enthusiastic. Okay, that makes you enthusiastic. Find it new.
Whole course is so beautifully designed that we are unaware of these and about the importance of Gayatri. And we can know everything about Gayatri and the strength of Gayatri. And it's makes me completely awe.
Okay,
We
it's
should
like that's the strength of Gayatri. That's certainly the strength of Gayatri. Okay, yeah, Adiraj Prabhu, then you have to move. Yes, Adiraj Prabhu.
Prabhu, it makes me feel, well, I would say sad because I didn't know all of this. So I think I would have been committing offenses. So in one sense, I'm happy to learn all this so I can do better.
Okay, let's move on to the next question for this. With this in mind, while the discussion is going on, I'm expanding the discussion to this. What should be the attitude of Vaishnava sadhaka toward the benefits offered by the mantras? Now that you know there are these benefits, different benefits, what should be our attitude to it? Yeah, please, Anantaram Prabhu. Please, Anantaram Prabhu.
Yeah, Hare Krishna. So I think our attitude, we should utilize the power of a mantra for a benefit of a spiritual progress. So serving the deity and cleaning our heart. I think that's the main attitude. So this is like the thing which we received from the previous acharyas in order to advance in our consciousness, to change our consciousness. And when I first heard about that, this Gopala mantra and Kama Gayatri is the mantras when you should really be aware what you are thinking about during chanting them. I heard it from Krishna Chaitanya Mashai, and it so much stuck in my hand, because I was thinking every time when I chant the Gayatri, at this point of time, I'm really cautious, I'm not trying, I'm thinking, okay, I need to be aware. I need to be aware, because if I'm thinking about different things, and that is what we just read, that Gopala mantra gives a lot of benefits, a lot of material benefits. But as we already discussed in previous classes, that if we aiming to get a material benefit out of it, we will not able to go another side. So we will lost the it's like finding like a diamond and I don't know, like burning it into the wall because it's a stone, just to put it in as a brick, to use the diamond as a brick is useless. So that's my thoughts.
Yes, actually, thank you very much, Anantaram Prabhu, because while we were compiling this, we were also faced with this dilemma: should we or should we not put the material benefits of chanting Gayatri or Gopal Gayatri into as part of the information? So then, like after thinking the thing through, we felt that it should be known to the sadhakas so that they are aware of the pitfall. If the worst thing can be that the sadhaka does not know that there is such a thing, and he inadvertently falls into that trap. It's better that the sadhaka be informed beforehand. As we see, like forewarned is forearmed. So we felt like maybe, of course, those who have ulterior motives, they may chant this mantras and take material benefits. But at least those sadhakas who are otherwise sincere and those who can maintain their alertness and by being a little more cautious, they can take the full benefit, spiritual benefit of the mantras. They should be made aware of the, the pitfalls, if there are any. So thank you so very much, Anantaram Prabhu. Let's finish this. This is the telltale mantra for all the practicing Gaudiya Vaishnavas. Pure devotional service. Anya Vilashita Shunyam Jnana Karmadya Navatam Anukulena Krishnanushilanam Bhaktir Uttama. When first class devotion service develops, one must be devoid of material desires, knowledge obtained, knowledge obtained by monastic philosophy and fruitive action. The devotee must constantly serve Krishna favorably as Krishna desires. So that is the sum and substance of devotional service. Same is the spirit for chanting Gayatri. There's no exception. Constantly serve Krishna favorably as Krishna desire. Anukulena Krishna Anushilanam Bhaktir Uttama. All right. I need a volunteer to read this for us. Please read on.
Not only Gayatri mantra, but all mantras cleanse one from sinful reactions. But we should not chant these mantras and then commit sin again.
That is the general principle, as we said. Namaparad is for every kind of mantra. What happens when we circumambulate the Tulsi and we chant Jani Kani Chapa Pani? What does that do?
Remove the Brahmahatya Pataka.
Yeah, but basically, can you state that in more easiest terms? What is it doing? What is it doing? In simpler words, you already said that.
Remove the Brahmahatya, simple reaction.
Basically this, right?
Mm.
So can you tell me any limb of bhakti which does not remove sinful reaction?
No.
Then, getting my point? So actually all limbs of bhakti, not just one, but any and every limb of bhakti, parikrama, that removes the sin. Charnamrata removes sin. You see? Coming to Dham removes sin. Bathing in Ganges removes sin. Worshipping the cow removes sin. Worshipping the banyan tree removes sin. You name any limb of bhakti, it removes sin. So why? So that's the idea, because unless and until we become sinless, yesham tu antagatam papam jananam punya karmanam, right? Then the movement nimukta, what is that? Nimukta.
Bhajante mam dridavata.
Yes, bhajante mam dridavata. You cannot do bhajante mam dridavata unless and until all the sinful reactions are removed. That's why all the entire Krishna consciousness designed around to remove sinful action first. So there is no extra endeavor required to remove sinful activities. Pursue Krishna consciousness and sinful reactions will be removed. So the idea, the attitude is like this, not only Gayatri, but any mantra. All mantras should be chanted with the view of acquiring devotional service. So the sinful reaction will be removed automatically as a concomitant factor. Okay. So before we close, yes, Kalpataru Prabhu, go on.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, every mantra removes sins, but tendency to do the sins are not removed by every mantra, I assume. I think it's Hare Krishna Mahamantra only.
That is there. That is not just that. That is the entire bhakti. That is what the bhakti is all about. Bhakti removes the sinful proclivity also. That is the definition of bhakti, you see. What happens when you do Vishnu Bhakti Ratatmana? That is the definition of bhakti. In the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, what does that say? Kramaineva praliyate Vishnu Bhakti Ratatmana. How does that starts? It starts like the first line is all these things. Prarabdha. What is that?
Prarabdha kutam pitam phalam.
Yes, phalan mukham. Yes. Kramaineva praliyate Vishnu Bhakti Ratatmana. So when one is engaged in Krishna consciousness, the bhakti of Lord Vishnu or Krishna, Kramaineva praliyate, it in due course, one after another, So aprarabdam phalam papam kutam bijam phalonmukha. This is the order by which kramaineva praliyate. It removes. First the aprarabdha is removed. Then it is the papam is removed. Where the kutam is removed. Then the bijam is removed. Then the prarabdha is removed. Final is that. Then kramaineva praliyate. Praliyate means pralay means finished. Vishnu Bhakti Ratatmana. So that's for the whole devotional services like that.
From
That's
which scriptures the quote is, Prabhuji? This quote?
So this is Pradma Puran. That is the first chapter of Bhagavatam. Oh, sorry, Nectar Devotion. 6 symptoms of
fine.
6 characteristics of bhakti, and the first characteristic
Okay.
is Kleshagni. When you read
Yes,
the
yes.
Kleshagni section, you find the whole purport to this.
Okay. Fine, thank you.
Okay. Good. So now where do we go from here? Where can you get more information and inspiration on Gayatri? Okay, so there are books, many more books. You can find now there are books published by, especially by Bhanu Swami Maharaj on Kama Gayatri, Brahma Gayatri. Okay, you can find Krishna Chakri Thakur's commentaries. They're not very thick. Maybe maximum 40 pages. Booklets, just booklets. So you can find those books. There's another book by His Holiness Sachinandan Swami Maharaj, the Gayatri book. That's quite a thick book. Previously, when BBT used to publish The Spiritual Master and His Disciple, that book, The Spiritual Master and His Disciple, the last section, the 5th, they had 5 parts in it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The 5th part was concerning Gayatri. So if you can still find that book somewhere, or online or in the Vedabase, that contains all the information regarding Gayatri. And even Prabhupada's Sikshamrita. If you find this 3-volume Sikshamrita volume, the green book, that also has a section on Gayatri. You can get so many instructions on Gayatri from that. Previously, His Holiness Madhuri Swami Maharaj also used to have a book, Gayatri Mahima Madhuri. So that's another source book on Gayatri. These are the basic books like of Gaudiya Vaishnavas. There's another book, Gayatri Mantrartha Deepika. There's to be published by Gosai Publication. But I think that book is out of print nowadays because like they don't have money to print. So yeah, but if you can find that book, it's also has got heaps of very important information. So these are some of the books you can get. And along with that, always try to ask questions from advanced devotees about their practice of Gayatri, their chanting of Gayatri. That is one way, interview them. Always try and interview them. Like if you are running out of ideas, what question to ask them like about their experience of chanting Gayatri. You can interview them. Okay? That's one of the ways you can do that. Let's see. Okay, so in pairs now, we will do a pair exercise and that's the last for the whole course. What part you find most rewarding in this course? And how will you apply what you have learned? Okay, so I will divide the whole class into pairs and you can take 5 or 7 minutes and you can discuss in pairs what is the most rewarding part of the course for you and how will you apply what you have learned. Can you do that? Can you do that? Okay, thank you. So let's pair up. For next 5-7 minutes, I'm pairing up all of you. What is this? My God. Oh, recreate, right? So we can have 6 groups. 12 devotees. Recreate. And option of giving you 7 minutes. Okay. Just discuss this in your pairs. Chaitanya Prabhu, please join in. हो गए सारे बात बस ठीक। ये कल्पतरु हरि प्रभु को भी मैं भेजता हूँ किसी और ग्रुप में। ये बालाजी बैठा होगा वहां पर, एक गोपाल सुंदरी के साथ भेज देता हूँ। ग्रुप नंबर 6। Join there. Join there. You already joined. Okay, fine, good. Geeta Indulekha Maji, do you wish to go back? Do you wish to go back to the group?
No, Prabhuji, we have discussed.
Oh, you already
Yes, sir.
discussed and okay, you are done. You are done. I see. I see. Okay, so let's close all the rooms then.
Prabhuji, one devotee had asked a question about Gayatri during eclipse. Then the internet connection had failed yesterday, so we were not able to hear the answer.
We'll discuss it now. You don't have any instruction regarding chanting Gayatri on not chanting Gayatri like an eclipse. So yeah, this Gayatri is Gayatri. It's like what possible thing is gonna. That eclipse is a different kind of thing. It's like anyway, we'll discuss that. We'll discuss that. It doesn't affect our worship. Eclipse doesn't on principle it doesn't affect our worship. Anyway, so let's see. Yes, let's have some realizations. Let's have some discussions. What is the most rewarding part for the course for you? Let's have some discussions. Go on, Prabhu. Kalpataru Prabhu, go on.
Fine. Prabhuji, as I was telling Mataji also, the most rewarding point for me was to know the meaning of Bija Mantra, like and its significance about the Sambandha which we have with Krishna, like with the Guru, like whatever claim whatever we have. So I was not knowing this kind of mantra, although we were recitating this mantra sometimes, but I was not knowing it. And I also have to know about Astraya Fat. Fat is like a Bij Mantra or what? This
No,
is
Fat
on my
is not
mind.
Bija mantra. Om Astraya Fit means let it clean everything.
Okay, so we
Astraya
do
Fat.
before.
Yeah, Astraya Fat.
We do.
Fat is like the tantric command, and Astraya means to
Okay,
clean it. Om Astraya
okay,
Fat, like you command it to clean it. That's the idea.
okay. So
Okay.
I get to know about. So I was thinking like I was not knowing about a Mula Mantra, like how the Bij Mantra emerges as a trunk. So this was really a like wonderful information which I was looking for. I think about the Upavita, lot of things I got to know. And about the mantra and the power of mantras, like how to use this mantra. So it was really, really a eye opener. And I thank you, Prabhuji, for organizing this course.
Don't go
Otherwise,
around cursing people now that you know the power of mantra. Okay, thank you. Okay, other volunteers. Thank you, Kalpataru Prabhu. Other volunteers like to share their thoughts? Now is the time. Okay, okay, go on. Go on, Anantaram Prabhu, then maybe Geeta Indulekha Maji.
There will be a second one
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay,
because
the advanced one?
I was quite inspired when I saw that the title of this course is course number 1, actually.
Yeah.
And so
There
I
is an
have-
advanced version and it is already ready. Let's see, like when can we release that, depending upon the kind of inquiries we get for the advanced course. So we can also launch the advanced. This is already everything is ready. There is lesson plans, everything is ready.
you have
So
one, at least.
yeah,
I
yeah,
think
we have it.
everyone else will also join. I'm not speaking about from
Yeah,
behalf of
speak
anyone else,
to the
but I
Mayapur
think
Academy.
everyone will join.
Speak to the Mayapur Academy sitting over there. Hamsavta, you speak to him. He is the one. He will definitely arrange for that. We can have that. We can certainly have it. Yeah, it's ready. It's not that even like it's in the making. It's already ready. All right. Okay. Geeta Indulekha Mataji, go on.
Hare Krishna. We were to Rajshekhar Prabhu and Rajshekhar Prabhu and I were there. So he pointed out that the question and answer session was very nice because many doubts were cleared by the doubts of the devotees, and obvious the facilitator is very nice and okay, so nice answers and clear our doubts very nicely. And this course is really an eye opener because so many misconceptions are cleared, and I like the most important part, we like the importance and the meaning of the mantras. Only then we will be able to give respect and attention and follow the rules. Otherwise, we would have, I would have misused it or not taken with such respect and attention. And I would just like to make a request that this course should be for available for all first initiates also. You can, if possible, that you don't like the, it's not good to give the meaning of the mantras to everybody, and that chapter can be deleted, but it should be, the rest of the things should be available, so that the misconceptions are at least cleared. It doesn't, like in my case. So I did not knew about Gayatri anything, and was not earlier interested, even given of that and it's very important, as we have heard the importance and meaning also. So it's a wonderful course, and I am really very much satisfied and happy, and what to say, so much of feelings of
Thank you.
gratitude towards my academy and all.
Thank you, Indulekha Maji. Thank you so much. We are also very inspired and enthused by your association. Thank you. Abhijit Prabhu, go on.
Hare Krishna. Prabhuji, I wanted to appreciate a lot the Shastric research that you have done and all the devotees who have done to put together this course and make it so authentic. A lot of references, especially this is the first time I have found someone present reference for these different mantras. In the very beginning, you told us the different shastras where you found these mantras from. I believe a lot of hard work has gone there, and I very, very deeply appreciate the Shastric references. This makes this course very authentic, something very grounded. And the explanation of the meanings of these mantras with in so many different ways, I found that very, 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 very helpful in my meditation. And finally, Prabhu, I had one question. I for 10 years, I couldn't find a complete satisfying answer for that one question I had. The question that we discussed today about first initiation versus second initiation. I had that for a long time. I've spoken to many devotees about that and got different answers. But this time, the way it was presented in this course, it gave a complete picture of what is going on here. It's not first versus second initiation, but it's a complete, it's a process that begins with the first and ends with the second. Both are. So that really cleared up a very long-standing confusion that I had. So I thank you very much, Prabhu, for bringing forward this course, and I will be quite interested in the next version of this course as well, the second part.
We thank you. We thank you for your participation. Thank you. So with that.
And because of that, I also, just little small point, I want to second the point mentioned by Gita Indulekha Mataji that minus the mantras themselves and the explanation of the mantras, the other things that were presented in this course, like first versus second initiation, that is a very helpful thing to have in IDC or in another course that's offered to first initiated devotees as well.
Well, thank you. Thank you for your valuable feedback. And with that, we conclude this session and this wonderful experience with this actually very meaningful experience with all of you being participating. So let's conclude this with our prayer from Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. Read on for the last time.
I should always remember and praise the spiritual master. At least 3 times a day, I should offer my respectful obeisances unto the lotus feet of my spiritual master. Guru Ashtakam, prayer number 8, verses 8.
Ayam stuvam tasya shasti sandhyam vande Guru Shri Charnarvindam. So with this, we conclude. We pray to Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur and all the previous acharyas, Srila Prabhupada, that may our Gayatri be as an offering to Lord Krishna and the whole Guru Parampara, and may our Krishna consciousness progresses further. And we helps us attain the ultimate goal of life, Krishna Prem. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you for your blessings.
All glories to all the assembled devotees. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Thank you so much.
Thank you.